25,000 men and women work for the UK border police. At home and abroad, their job is to seek out the lawbreakers and imposters who don't have a right to be. They are the UK border police. Tonight, the man at Heathrow who wants to see his husband.
You met your partner in October 2007 in London.
In 2007.
How did you do that if you weren't in the country?
The restaurant in Stoke with a secret door.
Give the wall a push, and we've got a hidden bedroom.
And wedding bells in Glasgow are silent when a man is arrested on his big day.
Imran! They're arresting me!
The UK attracts a constant stream of overseas visitors. Many come looking for work and a better life. Some people try to beat the system to stay in the country longer than they should. One method is to exploit the entitlements that come with marrying a British citizen. Today in Birmingham, Chief Immigration Officer Kevin Jolly and Immigration Officer Tina Ooligan are on their way to a registry office. They're about to arrest a Jamaican man on his wedding day.
Who's been an overstayer since 2001. He did ask for approval for the marriage, but was informed at that time that he was not lawfully in the country. He has received a letter. In the letter, it's absolutely clear that he should return to Jamaica and obtain a correct visa, and he hasn't done it.
When the man contacted the Home Office seeking permission to marry, he revealed himself as an illegal immigrant. It's been 8 years since his visa ran out. Now he lives with a British woman, her 3 children, and their 6-month-old baby.
Obviously, his intention is to, having obtained the marriage to a British citizen, submit some form of application so that he doesn't have to go back to Jamaica. But this is unfair to all the other people who do go back to their countries, do request visas, do get visas, pay the fee, and then return lawfully.
Although the groom is in the country illegally, his relationship is genuine. The Home Office granted his British wife approval to marry, but explained he still needed to legalise his immigration status, or he would face arrest.
That's him. That's him.
He hasn't gone back, and thanks to his application, the team know exactly when and where to find him.
Yeah, do you want to come with us, sir? If you could just come over to the vehicle with me, please. You've received your certificate of approval for marriage, but with that certificate of approval, you was given a letter stating that it wasn't leave to remain. Do you understand? You can now be arrested under Schedule 2 of the Immigration Act. So you do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. If you come with us now, we'll explain everything, okay? I understand it's your wedding day, but we need to have a chat. So if you could get in the back for me, please, watch your head.
Officer Jolly has to break the news to the guests that there'll be no wedding.
All right. I'm very sorry to have caused this problem, but unfortunately the gentleman needs to be spoken to about his immigration status.
To the immigration office at Solihull.
Has he got documents to say everything is in order?
No, he hasn't.
No.
She was obviously stunned. Here she is turning up expecting her friend to be married, a particularly joyous occasion, and it's all gone wrong.
You were sent a letter saying that because you was being granted the certificate doesn't automatically give you leave to remain in the UK.
Why are you taking me? No, I don't understand.
Because you're now under arrest under Schedule 2, which means that you could be removed from the UK.
They're written to me saying that they received my application.
For the certificate of marriage, that's all.
Yeah.
You haven't made any further applications to extend your stay, and because you've already overstayed, it makes it harder for you to get the application now.
But I did get it.
You haven't been granted any further leave, so you're still an overstayer, which means you're not legally present in the UK.
Yeah, well, the Home Office grant me the permission to get married. I've been through that process.
Yeah, because your fiancé is a British citizen. We can't stop a British citizen choosing who she marries. But what we need to do is make sure that as the groom, you've got the right leave. And at the moment, you haven't got that.
That doesn't make sense to me because I sent for an application, yeah? You could have come to me there and then and find me.
When the application was sent out, the certificate of approval, there was a letter attached to that stating that you are liable for detention and removal, and I have a copy of that on here. Listen, nothing's set in stone at the moment. Let's go back and we'll have a chat, okay?
You have to make sure your status in the UK is lawful. It's your responsibility, and in the end, when circumstances like these occur, it's your responsibility. It's nobody else's fault, it's yours.
It doesn't look good for the groom. He'll have to convince Officers Jolly and Hooligan that he's made every effort to sort out his immigration status. Otherwise, instead of going home to his fiancée and children, he could be detained and sent back to Jamaica. Coming up, the enforcement team tests a student on his 5 years of studies.
What qualifications have you got? Just her.
And wedding day blues in Glasgow.
Just one word with my brother, I will leave. Yeah, what I did wrong, you tell me first.
In Stoke-on-Trent, an enforcement team are getting ready to go out on a raid. They're targeting a business they believe is employing illegal workers.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this afternoon's jobs. The visit will take place at a superb Chinese takeaway just down the road called Hu Fook. The gentleman that's said to be there, he entered the UK some time ago. Has applied for 3 extensions to a student visa, all of which have been granted, the latest one being 2 months ago. We have no record of him ever attending a course in the UK, and he and his wife are said to live at these premises.
Good luck. If the team find the man living at the takeaway here in Stoke, they'll want to know why. He's supposed to be studying at a college in London, 130 miles away.
Be ready to exit vehicles ASAP.
The takeaway is owned by the student's wife. She has applied to stay in the UK as her husband's dependent.
Evening.
Hello.
Hello, miss. I'm from the UK Border Agency,
Yes.
Immigration Service.
Okay.
Are you in charge? Are you in charge?
Yes.
You are?
If the husband
Fantastic.
is here
My
under
name's Sean
false
Flatty.
pretenses,
I'm from the Border
and
Agency.
so is his wife.
Rushy.
Officers spot the husband in a car outside the takeaway.
Hello, sir. How are you doing? You
And
okay?
they find another Chinese man
Fantastic.
working in the kitchen.
Yeah? Nothing to worry about. Just show me colleague.
Come and have a quick chat
It's alright, don't worry.
But he don't know English.
You don't know English?
Can you tell him just to come and sit in the front so we can have a quick
You can get
The
into it
team
from
want to
Big Work,
make
can't
sure
you?
each person in the restaurant is entitled to work in the UK. They start by questioning the
Chinese, okay. How long you been in the UK now?
Nearly 5 years.
And what's your immigration status in the UK?
Just student. I just come to see my babies.
Thanks. Just have a seat there for
The man and his wife have 3 children. 2 of them
So
born
you're
in
studying
the
in
UK,
the UK, yeah?
but it's news to the team. The couple have not let the Home Office know about their growing family.
Don't worry, don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't understand why you are coming here.
We've just come, part of our role, immigration, is to check employees that the right permissions to work have been applied for.
Yeah, me. It's me.
You're the employer?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Have you got a list of your employees?
Yeah, you want the paper? You want to see the paper?
Absolutely brilliant.
As a student, the husband is allowed to work 20 hours a week, but he must be able to prove he's going to college.
So you're studying in the UK, yeah? Where do you study?
London.
And what's the name of the college?
I just been changed because I finished.
Well, you must know where you're studying.
Eh?
You must know the name of the college you're studying at.
Yeah.
And what is it?
I think I can't remember the name because I just changed.
So where were you studying before?
Just same college. No, same in London.
Yeah, what's the name of that college?
The business college.
And what was that address? What road was it on?
Update?
Oxford.
Oxford Road?
No, Oxford Street.
Oxford Street? And what was the post in London? What was the postcode?
I can't remember the postcode.
How long did you study there for?
Just 1.5.
1.5 years. And what qualifications have you got? None at all?
No.
Okay. Just take a seat for us, please.
The man appears to have little in the way of knowledge or qualifications to show, but he has some papers he believes will prove that he's a genuine student.
It's all right if I have a look at this. I'm just looking for proof that he's been studying. At the moment, I don't believe he's been studying. We get a lot of bogus students coming up. As you say, they're studying in London, working all the way up here and doing no studying whatsoever.
Even though the student can remember little about his studies, he's in the clear. He's provided a receipt for his tuition fees and proof that he's renting a flat near his college in London.
You're not going to be a big multi-millionaire businessman after all.
If he were to be a fictitious student, then he's spending an awful lot of money putting a pretty elaborate plan together. So as far as we're concerned, he's legitimate. He's here today to see his wife. They've got 3 children. His plan is to stay here for another 18 months on a course and then return to China.
The student may be genuine, but the team haven't finished at the takeaway just yet. In a passageway next to the kitchen, one of the officers has made an interesting discovery.
Showing you, just walking past, chair in front of what looks like a wall, move the chair out of the way, give the wall a push, and we've got a hidden bedroom. Obviously somebody's sleeping, well, living in here. Telly, bed, clothing, etc. Quite well hidden. You could quite easily walk past it and not see that there's a room here. Makes you think that obviously the person that's in here wants to remain hidden from anybody visiting the premises.
Next, the spotlight will be on the man found working in the kitchen. He'll have to prove he has the right to be in Britain.
588.
In Birmingham, the Jamaican man who's just been arrested on his wedding day has some explaining to do.
This gentleman standing next to me.
His bride was granted permission to marry him, but he still needed to legitimize his status by returning to Jamaica to reapply for a visa.
At this moment in time, as far as we're aware, you are not lawfully in the country. You are an overstayer. It is an offence.
If you grant me the certificate of approval, so you could have refused me there and then I say, okay, no, we cannot grant you permission on the basis that you're an overstayer, so you need to do this and you need to do that. Why put me through that? Grant me the permission and then at the same time pick me up from there. That does make sense to me.
Another alternative is to come and take you from your home, but the situation is you may well be there with children. Now, what happened today, you have to admit, was the most gentle way of taking you out of the situation. Why didn't you just go back to Jamaica a long time ago, save yourself the money and all of this nonsense, get a visa and come back with a visa?
But it's not really just one thing to say, okay, this was the reason, definitely reason. But things just get dragged and I say, okay, there's that you need to do something about yourself now. And I started to do it.
Sure.
And I did it. And luckily, it was granted to me. And I said, well, God, I must be lucky.
Yeah.
But you don't feel so lucky.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, that's what I met you. I'm sorry it was under these circumstances, okay? And all the best in the future.
He's very compliant, truly hurt by the way the situation's gone. But it's something that's going to have to be done, so it's better to do it now rather than later.
After 2 weeks in detention, the man is taken to Gatwick Airport to be put on a flight back to Jamaica. It's a far cry from the dreams he had on the day of his wedding.
We make all the plans. Can you imagine that? Just imagine that. So we got food, we got the art, we got music. Everything was being prepared. And everything just fell flat. So it's just a waste in every aspect that you look at it. And it never has to be like that. I didn't want to go back like this. I don't mind going back. I know going back would have been a part of the process, but not like this.
Not all attempts to use marriage as a way of staying in the UK are based on genuine relationships. Today, a team in Glasgow are targeting a man they believe has gone one step further in his search for permanent residency. Officer Ian Stewart and Officer Jeff Hunter are planning to intercept the man moments before he gets married.
Today we're off to visit a registrar's office in Glasgow, where we are going to investigate an alleged sham marriage, and we've received intelligence which tells us that a gentleman is going to marry a British lady, and he may not be entitled to be in the country and therefore not entitled to get married.
Right, you ready? Guys, we'll go downstairs.
Today's groom is a Pakistani man who came into Britain on a student visa in 2008. But his history with the UK border agency is not good, and suggests he'll try anything to stay in the country.
The target has been in the UK previously, claimed to be a Bangladeshi national, and he was claiming asylum, and his asylum application was refused, and he was actually removed back to Dhaka in Bangladesh. So his own credibility is in doubt.
The couple have no idea about the extra guests planning to surprise them on their big day. The officers must keep their presence a secret in case the groom gets cold feet and runs.
The plan is no one can actually see where we are situated. Mr. Khan, his wife and the witnesses will be brought in. We'll be here. This is where we'll make our arrest and make further inquiries.
The wedding party has arrived, expecting to go straight into the marriage. But the team have arranged for just the groom to be brought into the room where they're ready and waiting.
Hello, sir. Would you like to come in here for me, please? Yep, hello. I'm an immigration officer from the United Kingdom Border Agency. So I'm arresting you as a suspected immigration offender. You do not have to say anything, but anything you do see may be noted and later given in evidence. For the moment, sir, for your safety and for mine, I'm going to place handcuffs on you. So I'd like you to put your hands like that for me, please. Out of you in front of you like this.
I will not do it till I see my lawyer because...
no, at the moment, sir, just put your hands up here for me. All right?
What I did
just keep them,
wrong?
that'll be explained to you, sir, okay?
You're under arrest at this moment in time as a suspected
I got all the legal documents with me.
Yes, listen carefully.
Do you understand?
I can't believe that. I mean, I got all the legal documents with
Do you
me.
understand?
I come through all the Home Office process.
Yes, just take a seat over here for me, Mr. Khan. All right? Right, so, can you tell me why you're here today?
Because I'm here to marry with my fiancée.
Okay, how long have you known your fiancée for?
Since August 2007.
And where did you first meet?
We met in the Market Town Centre first time. And we started dating each other.
Why are you marrying now, sir? Why are you getting married now?
Because I've been this lady from the last 2 years. Okay, and she's very caring, and we've been friends together first, and then we realized that we fell in love, right? And she asked me one day, and he said,
she asked you?
Yes. I said, you really like me, you really love me? I said, yes, I do really like you, love you, and I really care about you. And she did as well.
All right, Mr. Khan, is this a last-ditch attempt for you to stay in the United Kingdom by marrying a British citizen?
Well, look, to marrying a British citizen is not a crime, is not illegal, right?
I didn't ask you that,
no,
Mr. Khan. Listen to the question.
If somebody fell in love with me and I fell in love with you and we cohabiting each other, right, is not a crime, right?
Have you paid Just to marry you.
No, I did not pay any single penny. You can ask her right now. She's there.
All right, Mr. Khan. What we're going to do now is we're going to take you to a vehicle which is parked at the back of this building.
Can I see my lawyer for 1 word? 1 minute?
You'll get a chance to possibly speak to him later.
You can do that later, okay?
No, I'd like to just have one single word.
No.
Okay.
Just listen carefully, sir. I'm trying to explain to you.
Otherwise you can use force or beat me.
Well,
and I'll be screaming.
To this officer till he explains everything to you.
Whatever,
okay?
you kill me, you beat me, but I want to have...
Sir, please, there's no need for that kind of talk. We're not going to kill you, we're not going to beat you. I'm trying to explain to what's going to happen. Listen, Mr. Khan, listen.
If you're under arrest, you do as we said just now, okay?
My got a mother heart condition, right? Okay? You have to inform my brother at least.
Well, so we will tell.
No, first you go and tell you're arresting me. No, you first you go and tell arresting me.
But Mr. Khan, if you do this nice and quietly, then your mother won't get upset, will she?
You will be given the chance at the police station to ask who you want informed, okay?
All right.
We will speak to yourself.
And we will tell everyone here what's happening.
Imran!
Let's go.
So that's enough. Don't shout.
Imran! 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 They're arresting me! Imran! Excuse me. Yaar, khizana se baat karo yaar. Excuse me, please.
No. Upstairs, you're not allowed up here.
Do this properly, sir.
I don't care who you are, just you're not allowed up.
Just 1 word with my brother, I will leave.
Not here at the police station.
Yeah, what I did wrong, you tell me first.
We will tell you.
Explain everything to you.
Can you explain this immigration here? What I go through all the documents, paperwork here.
Explain everything to you at the police station, okay? You need to calm down. Okay? Everything will be explained to you there.
Just sit in the car, sir. Just turn round, head down, keep your head down. That's it. Just sitting there.
We're going to go back up now and we're going to speak to the wife, we'll speak to the brother as well and let them know, fill them in with the circumstances, but we'll speak most importantly with her first of all and see what the story is that she's got to give us. Okay.
We're now going to interview the lady, so we'll see what happens here.
Well, tell the truth.
Take a seat here, man.
Okay.
The team want to know what part the bride has played in planning the wedding. Will she back up the man's claims that they've been in a loving relationship for 2 years and that the proposed marriage is genuine?
That's secret.
Coming up, uncovering a secret life in the Stoke takeaway.
Narnia.
And tall tales revealed at Heathrow.
You've either lied to the Home Office so you can get your certificate, or you're lying to me now. They can't both be true. You can't have been in Brazil and met him.
At the Ho Fook takeaway in Stoke, the enforcement team are questioning the kitchen cook.
If he has a passport? No. Thank you.
Chief Immigration Officer Sean Flaherty uses an interpreter on the end of a phone.
Hello. Playing Asylum? Okay.
The man, who says he's an asylum seeker, claims he's just here as a guest of his friends and helping out a little in return.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
He has a letter from the Home Office about his asylum claim, which he keeps in his room.
What's this? Secret.
The hidden cubbyhole next to the kitchen.
Narnia. Fantastic, thank you.
He claims the letter confirms he has permission to work.
These are yours.
Officer
speak a bit of
Flaherty
English,
spots
yeah?
a second letter the man is less keen to have.
This one here, yeah, which you've quite rightly said, they will say there's no restrictions on you taking employment back in 1998.
Yeah.
But then, back in March 2008, you are not allowed to work.
Yeah, not working. I know not working.
Okay, right.
I only come here and I help.
I accept that you're not getting paid, but in place of getting paid, you're given food and board. So it's work. Still work.
Officer Flaherty checks the Home Office records.
When was he refused asylum?
The worker has never reported since claiming asylum in 1998, and his claim has been refused. He is listed as an absconder and is not allowed to work.
Okay, Mr. Zhou, you're under arrest. Okay?
Yeah.
You're a failed asylum seeker. Yeah? You have no leave to be in the United Kingdom. Okay? So you're now under arrest. Do you understand that?
No, that's it.
No, okay. I'll break it down nice and simple. You're under arrest. You shouldn't be working, you shouldn't be in the country. You haven't complied with immigration so far. You've rendered yourself in this position at the moment, okay? You're going to come with me, we'll have a word outside, okay, my colleague's going to search your room. Alright? Okay, come to me. You've shown a continuing, blatant disregard for the immigration laws. Come here seeking our protection, and he hasn't done anything to kind of help himself or us. So he's under arrest now.
The team know that detaining and removing Chinese illegal immigrants is not straightforward. They will almost certainly have to release this man.
The problem we've got is the length of time it takes us to get a travel document for a Chinese person. It can be up to 12 months, so it's almost certain that we're not going to get bed space for him for 12 months. Somehow we have to persuade him that he should report to us and that he can't work during that time.
Time and a chance the takeaway owner is legitimate in the UK.
Okay.
As a dependent
So I'm just going to put some details down on this
student.
piece of paper, then I'll explain
She
it
has
to
been
you.
employing
Right?
an illegal worker and could face a
can't-
fine
it's-
of up to £10,000.
You have to write to them. Okay, let me just explain what's happened. This gentleman here, he's not allowed to work.
He just helping me.
Helping's working, I'm afraid. He's not allowed
But
to
he
help.
also helping my children. Is he say working for my
He's not allowed to work in the UK.
So where he go?
He's going to be detained now. We're taking him to a police station where we'll interview him further.
Okay, man, your head. Go to the front. Take all your seats.
The team regularly find illegal immigrants who attempt to prolong their stay in the country by putting in baseless asylum claims.
Don't worry about it.
In 2008, the UK border agency sent 13,000 failed asylum seekers back.
Asylum's there for a reason. Asylum's there to offer protection to people who genuinely need it. People claim asylum and then don't cooperate with us, and it makes a mockery of the asylum system. And it's, frankly, it's an insult to the people who actually are genuinely seeking asylum. He hasn't played by the rules, and I think he should be detained long term. Or we get a passport for him. That's my opinion. Right.
There is not enough room to detain all illegal immigrants picked up in enforcement raids, especially when it can take a year to get hold of their travel.
Let's just get you to the door and then come back, mate.
After being interviewed, the man is released on
one off.
The owner of the takeaway will be fined up to £10,000 for employing an illegal. In Glasgow, a team are investigating what they believe is a sham marriage. They have arrested a Pakistani man who was minutes away from tying the knot with his British bride. He says they've been in a steady relationship for 2 years and are very much alike. Now it's the bride's turn to explain how she came to be betrothed to the man she knows as Jamie Rose.
How long have you known this man?
August 2007.
August 2007. Where did you meet him? In a pub, in a club, in a restaurant, in a house?
In a shop. In a car. It's one of my friend's pals, so I met him through a friend, and his friend brought him through to meet me in his car.
In a car. So that was the first time you met, was in a car?
First when we met him.
Was that in a car park or was that just in the street?
Just in the street.
And what was the purpose of this meeting? Why did your friend bring this man to meet you?
Just some about talking to me and asking the things to do, like if I was getting money, like benefits and all that.
Did he mention giving you any money at all for the purpose of possibly getting married? Especially if you tell the truth.
No, he's never. He's offered, he's gave me money and that, but
How much money has he been giving you?
£20
What is that? Every day, every week, every month?
every week.
He gives you £20 every week. And what's that for?
That's just to help me out if I'm stuck with stuff like for gas and the like and that.
Whose idea was it to get married?
It wasn't mine.
All right. Did you fill in a form to get married? Because I've seen a form with all your details on, your name, your mother, your father, and it's signed by you.
I signed it, but I never filled the form in.
So you didn't fill the form in, it was filled in for you by...
I don't know who by.
But it was filled in when you saw it.
I filled in when I saw it.
Did Jamie not tell you what it was for?
No, Jamie just said sign your name there, that's what I got told today.
And has he ever mentioned to you about getting married so that he can stay here in the United Kingdom, stay in Scotland? Have you ever discussed that?
He mentioned something like that. He asked me, but I never, because he only mentioned something about, have you ever been married before? And I told him, no, I've not been married before. But he mentioned about married and that, but he never mentioned anything about getting married to me or anything.
So if Jamie had said to you, come on, let's go to Glasgow, we're going to get married, what would you have said to him?
I would have said no.
Have you ever had any intention of getting married to Jamie Rose-Can?
No, just friends. Eh?
Do you believe now that he's deceiving you so that he can remain in the UK?
Yeah, I know. If I knew all this, I would never have done it.
Okay. I'll take you back through. Okay.
I don't know what she thought she was coming to sign. She thought she was coming to sign papers, and she had no intention of getting married, didn't know she was coming to get married. Why else you would come to a registry office? I'm not 100% certain, but she was certainly in no mind to get married today, so it kind of it puts the mockers on his explanation of why he's here today.
The team are satisfied the man's attempt to get married today was a scam to stay in the UK. And they caught him just in time.
If he did get married today, then ultimately he would have been in a far stronger position with the Home Office to submit any applications to remain in the UK, because he would have obviously been saying that he was in a marriage that was subsisting, and it would be harder for us with any applications that he put in to reject that.
The man is held in detention, awaiting his removal back to Pakistan. The team accept that the bride was an innocent victim of his scam. At Heathrow's Terminal 3, a Brazilian man has arrived to see his British civil partner. They got married the last time he was in the UK, and now he wants to spend 6 months with his husband. Chief Officer Matt Dyson asks Officer Lee Salih to investigate because the passenger claims to have another important reason for his visit. He's on police bail and due to appear in court.
He says he was arrested after visiting a sick Greek friend in a hotel who had overdosed on cocaine. He says that he was not using the drug, but he was arrested anyway.
Okay.
We need to speak to the police. How serious, is the investigation into him, or is it something that they would let slip and just not be that bothered about if he wasn't actually here?
Yep.
If it is quite serious, is he somebody that we should be admitting anyway?
To find out, Officer Lee needs to know more about the passenger's brush with the law.
Let's phone the police.
Well, not until Monday. You know Monday?
I understand there are some charges pending, and I'd be grateful if someone can give me a call back as to whether or not he's required to attend a hearing on the Friday the 1st of May. Thanks very much. Belgravia Police Station is busy.
While Officer Lee waits to hear if the police want to pursue a case against the passenger, her own investigation throws up serious questions about the man's immigration history.
He was actually arrested in the UK on a drugs charge in March 2009. According to his passport, he entered the UK in April 2008. As a visitor to the UK, he's only allowed to stay 6 months. So if he entered the UK in April 2008 and was still here in March 2009, he's overstayed by almost 5 months.
Officer Lee checks the passenger's earlier visits to see if he's made a habit of overstaying his visa. She finds the evidence she's looking for in his application to marry his civil partner.
And he confirms in this letter that he met him in August 2007 in a London nightclub.
The problem we have with that is he was stamped in as a visitor in January 2006. There are no other entry or exit stamps for the UK in that period of time, so he must have overstayed here because he's only supposed to stay 6 months. He should have left the UK in the summer, but he was still here a year and a half later. Bless him.
It appears the passenger has twice stayed longer in Britain than he should have.
Okay, do you want to come through?
Officer Lee wants to see if there's anything in his bags
so
to reveal
this is
what
all
he's
your luggage.
doing in
You
the
don't
country.
have any more
this
luggage. Did you pack the bags yourself?
Yeah.
Did anybody help you pack? Are you aware of the contents? You know everything that's in your bags?
Yeah, I know everything.
And why were you arrested? Why did the police arrest you here? Why did they arrest you?
My friend bought a hell, he was drunk in a hotel and they called me for helping him. And I was helping him, asked to the emergency, but I was the phone in the hotel, so I did say the hotel, my friend used the drug. And then the hotel called the police.
You weren't using the drugs then?
No.
No?
I drink a lot Jack Daniels, I love.
You like your Jack Daniels?
I love
What do you
that.
drink it with? What do you have it with? Coke?
Coke.
We're going back upstairs, yeah? Yeah.
Officer Lee has learned a little more about the passenger's adventures with the police. She has also found something to suggest
Okay, sir.
that he might
Give me a
be
few
here
minutes,
to
I'll come
work.
back and then I'll interview you. He was carrying a lifeguard qualification ID. Is he doing that here? Because he's not supposed to, he's not supposed to work. My suspicion is he's working here as a lifeguard. How he's doing that I don't know, whether he's got some other form of ID that he presents, an ID card from another country maybe.
It's time to find out how the passenger has beaten the system for so long.
Mr. Toledo, come out, sir.
And to discover what he's up to this time.
Okay, so if you can just take a seat there for me. So why do you have the lifeguard ID?
Because I did the course. I did try to work for lifeguard when I finished the course, but no, it's no work for me.
Okay, apart from your Brazilian passport, do you have any other nationality passport or identification document?
No. I did it before. When I come in 2006, I was making for work, but no, I didn't take the. I got the prison for this for 1 month and a half.
What document were you using?
It's Italy.
Passport?
Yeah.
How did you get that? Where did you get it from?
Here.
Who from? Yeah.
Okay.
Who from?
I meet somebody in the restaurant. He say to me, you don't have visa? No. So I make the passport for you. And I say, how much? 300 pounds. And me,
Okay, where did you go to prison? In England?
Yeah, in England, yeah.
If the passenger wants to come into the country to see his husband, he'll have to convince Officer Lee that his travels have been legitimate since going to prison for using a fake Italian passport. At Heathrow, the story given by the passenger from Brazil is not adding up. Both his arrest for possessing drugs and meeting his husband happened during periods he should not have been in the country. Officer Lee suspects he's been using a fake Italian passport to get in and out of Britain.
I'm going to start from the beginning of your first time here, okay? How long did you say you would stay?
Couple 6 months, and I did stay 6 months.
So when did you leave the UK that year? When did you leave?
When did you leave the UK?
So you came in July.
Yeah.
When was the next time that you entered the UK?
It's 2008.
That's a lie. You claim in your letter that you wrote to the Home Office that you met your partner in October 2007 in London.
In 2007.
How did you do that if you weren't in the country?
Which day? But which day did you apply for
How could you have met him if you weren't in the country?
I didn't meet him in 2008. I didn't meet him in 2007.
Well, that's what you told the Home Office.
You're wrong. I'm not liable though.
You've either lied to the Home Office so you can get your certificate, or you're lying to me now. All right? One of those things, they can't both be true. You can't have been in Brazil and met him. You say in that letter you were together from October 2007.
Is it 2007?
Yes. Were you in the UK in 2007? Yes or no?
Yes, in 2007. But I did go to Brazil and I come back, but I don't know which month I'm coming back, you know, because I come to the Italy. I really don't like, so it drives me serious. I try to remember things. There's a situation
Right, my next
me,
question.
you know,
My next question is then, how did you enter the UK? What passport?
Brazilian.
Where's the entry stamp?
Yeah, exactly. I don't have it.
Why not? How can you, as a Brazilian national, travel from Italy to the UK without getting a stamp in your passport?
By boat.
How would they not stamp your passport?
Because it's a normal boat. It's not like.
Even I go on the boat to France, they check my passport.
Depends
Why
which
don't?
boat you use, lady.
Which port did it leave?
It's not port.
Well, the boats don't sail from Italy to the UK unless you went on a cruise ship. So where did you sail from?
Seriously, I can't remember. It's 2007.
You need to start giving me some explanations, sir, all right? Because at the moment, your immigration history with the UK is not very good, is it?
Yeah, no, I see that.
Quite a lot's come out of the interview in the sense that I had a suspicion that he may well have been using another document of some kind. And he's admitted to me straight away that he did use an Italian passport to try and get a national insurance number. He won't admit to having used it to travel on, but my suspicion is he has, because the fact he doesn't have stamps in his passports for his claimed visits to and from the continent would lead me to believe he's used it. He's obviously admitted he's been here for 4 years on and off, pretty much constantly, living here. I think he's been working. He won't admit to it, but you know, he's been working here. He's not a genuine visitor. He wants to live here. He's not a genuine visitor.
Even though Officer Lee is in no doubt about the passenger's status, she
more
must
likely,
refer the
as
case to Chief
detention.
Officer Benson.
Okay. In my opening gambit was, have you ever been in possession, or are you entitled to, any other nationality document or ID? Oh, well, there was the Italian passport that I went to prison for a month for. Ka-ching.
So he's either overstayed or he's been in
using
and out
a
using
dodgy
a fraudulent
document.
Either way, it doesn't sit
He went
well.
to prison for a month. He used it to try and get an NI number, and it was deemed forged, which because it was.
Has he used it to travel though?
He says not, but I don't believe that.
Well, but then he's damned by his own words. He's either used the document to travel, which again is illegal, or he's overstayed. He can't have it both ways.
And he acknowledges that.
Right. Well, we'll just have him as an overstayer then.
Okay. No worries. Yep. I'll do it.
Thanks. He's a serial abuser of UK law and the immigration system. He's overstayed twice. He's apparently, by his own admission, done a short period of time for using a false Italian passport, and he's currently under investigation for drugs charges. I don't consider that that's the sort of person I want to be letting in.
Mr. Toledo. Hello. I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Which kind of bad news?
Bad news is that you're going to be refused entry to the UK. We're not allowing you in.
No, in UK.
Not coming into the UK, and we're going to send you back to Brazil on Sunday morning. Well,
I don't understand
okay,
why
well,
you let
because
me
you're
here.
coming here as a visitor, and you've been living here as a visitor. You're not allowed to do that.
No, the first time, but now I was married. It's another situation.
But you don't have the right visa. If you read your Home Office letter, sir, it quite clearly says that doesn't mean you can stay and live here. You still need to sort the paperwork
Sorry
out.
about that.
All
Sorry
right.
about that. Thank you.
Have a safe journey home.
All right.
He's shown a blatant disregard, really, for immigration rules. He may not understand it. He may claim not to understand it. But the fact of the matter remains, that stamp in his passport tells him he can't work and he can only stay for 6 months. He's broken at least two occasions he's stayed longer than he should, so them's the rubs, I guess.
The police do not pursue the drugs charge, deciding instead it's better the passenger is kept out of Britain. He's put on a flight back to Brazil, where he'll have to hatch another plan if he wants to see his husband. $25,000 men and women work for the UK border agents. At home and abroad, their job is to seek out the lawbreakers and imposters who don't have a right to be here. They are the UK Border Force. Tonight, visa officers play Spot the Imposter in Lagos, Nigeria.
The facial expression in all of them is all the same.
It's the end of the road for a Lithuanian ram raider.
I don't think that's really an excuse for committing a crime, do you?
And Eastern promises are broken in a Chinese takeaway.
I think I don't need to pay the fine.
Heathrow is one of the world's busiest airports. Terminal 2 is its oldest terminal. A flight from Lagos, Nigeria has just landed. At the desk is Officer Barley Ruprai. She's been part of the passport team at Heathrow for almost 7 years.
Just take your passports and your landing card. Okay, just the one passport, yeah? Yes.
All the passengers have passed through, except for one. This man says he's a security guard in London and has permission to work here, but his passport has a fake document. Officer Ruprai has noticed the stamp belongs to a woman.
We have an indefinite leave stamp which is in the document. This has, the pages that the stamp is on has simply been taken out of somebody else's genuine passport and stitched into this document.
To get this far on a false document, he will have completely avoided the British High Commission in Lagos and hoodwinked airline staff on boarding the plane.
Is this you? Okay, I just need you to come with me. Right, I'm going to go downstairs to search your bags. Okay? Do you know why we've stopped you today? Okay, we're not happy with your document. Is this your document? No? It is your document.
Now it's time for a bag search with Officer Ruprai and her colleague, Officer Talavantu.
What's your real name?
My name's Benson. Sorry? Benson.
Okay, whose is this passport?
I have a problem for where I came
Okay, answer the question please. This passport, who does it belong to?
The passport?
Yeah.
There's somebody that gave it to me. We normally call him Uncle London.
Okay,
I have problem at home now.
Right. We need to search your bags. And then, okay, 1 second. We need to search your bags, and then after we will go upstairs and we will talk about what problem you have. Okay?
First things, where did you get the passport from?
There's a good Samaritan that gave it to me.
A good Samaritan?
Yeah.
Good Samaritans forge passports nowadays.
In Lagos.
In Lagos?
Yeah, so I expressed everything to him.
Okay.
I told him everything that happened.
Okay. Okay, this looks like a crib sheet. It says here, where do you work? I am a security officer in Oak Kent Road. These are the answers that you were giving us on the desk.
I'm just doing it on my own, sir, because I know that...
Is that correct? Isn't that what you said on the desk? You did say that I work on the Oak Kent Road. Is that correct? Yeah? That is correct, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. What else are you not telling us?
I said that I have problem at home.
Okay, you keep saying you've got problems.
Yeah.
We've told you we'll come to those later. Okay, but for us to be able to help you, you have to be honest with us now.
Yeah,
okay,
I'm telling
no
you
point
truth,
being, no point telling us any stories. So what is your real name again? Sorry, I've forgotten.
My name?
Your real name, yeah.
My name?
Yes.
Benson.
Benson. Can you just write on the back of this card your date of birth? 17 September 1993.
Yes, sir.
17 September 1993. That makes you, by my crude calculations, 15.
Yeah.
You're 15 years old.
Well, by 17th of September, I will become 16.
You on the 17th of September. Okay.
The officers suspect that Benson has been trained in Nigeria to beat the UK immigration system.
Okay, let's go.
He's claiming to be 15. He doesn't appear to be 15. It's possible that he's claiming to be a minor because it's more difficult to remove minors from the United Kingdom. This is something we will be continuing to look at. Just going to go and place him into the holding room. Okay, Benson, I need you to get up, please. Are you tired? Sorry?
My eyes are turning me.
Okay, well, I'm going to take you into another room where you're going to be a bit more comfortable. You can have something to eat there and have something to drink, okay? If you just want to come through with me. Benson, just follow me.
No, there's no point in detaining because she's already dealing with your case.
know,
and you'll be given plenty of opportunity to... No,
I'm not given opportunity to... I swear.
You'll be interviewed further.
Okay, Benson.
There's no need to
Benson.
do like this, okay?
Please, sir.
Benson, we need
I
to get
I have a problem. No, please, sir, believe me, please. I swear, please.
Listen.
I ran away. Look at my brush. Look at my toothbrush. See, can't tell me
Okay,
that.
calm down, William. Calm down first, calm down.
Benson claims to have run away.
I need you to get
If he's
up.
telling the truth, he's a vulnerable child in a foreign country. But it could all be part of his plan to get into the
Go there,
UK.
relax yourself, have something to eat.
Coming up, the man with 2 birthdays.
That is the correct date of birth.
Which one?
And caught at Calais, the man with an international arrest warrant.
You had a choice either to do this or not to do this. You knew what you were doing was illegal.
Lagos, Nigeria, a city with a worldwide reputation for fraud. The streets are awash with outlets for fake documents. Documents that are then used in attempts to obtain genuine UK visas at the British High Commission. This is the front line in the battle against fraud. In 2008, 9,000 fraudulent documents were submitted in applications for UK visas. Entry clearance officers are trained in sifting out the fake from the genuine.
People supply birth certificates, wedding certificates and photos as family ties in Nigeria to show that they have an incentive to return here. Like, for example, these photos here. The facial expression in all of them is all the same. It's just been totally superimposed there on all 3 photos.
But not all fraudsters are so easily detected. This man is applying for a UK visitor's visa. It's his 4th attempt. Records show that he has 2 different dates of birth. Today, Officer Phil Morgan will ask him about his 2 birthdays and about some fake documents from an earlier application.
On his previous application, he submitted forged share certificates. So we'll raise that at interview and ascertain whether these are actually his certificates. If he admits to them being, then he will automatically fall to be refused. Morning. Who completed your visa application form?
It is me.
You did?
Yeah.
Your previous passport had your date of birth as the 25th of December 1972. Now your present passport...
That is the correct date of birth.
Which one?
This 15th of August, 1975, 1976.
Now with your last application,
Yeah.
you submitted these share certificates.
Oh, that was a mistake. This is not my own. It is the agent that I gave I submit to the travel agency during that time.
But the share certificates are in your name.
I know it's written in my name, but it's not my own.
It's not yours?
Yeah.
How come? Can you explain why the share certificates are in your name?
Yeah. The certificate that I submitted to the travel agency, if you understand what I'm saying, it is them that printed all these things. But I don't know. They came to our shop to collect their money, so that's how that come up.
Okay. So what do you do for a living?
I'm a businessman.
What business are you in?
Trading.
In
I'm
trading?
selling generator, yeah.
Are there any other documents you want me to see?
Yeah. This is my school cert to back.
Is this
to
your
the
West
passport.
African Examination Council
Yeah.
certificate, yeah?
Yeah.
I know it's going to be a challenge for me to come here and tell you that, but I just want you to know that it's my
Well, I'll need to take a photocopy of that, all right?
Yeah.
That's the end of the interview. If you wouldn't mind waiting outside in the waiting room, okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I've got his West African Examination Council school certificate, which is sort of the equivalent of O-levels or GCSEs in England. And on this certificate, it states his date of birth as the 15th of August 1976, which is the date of birth reflected in his new passport. He hasn't satisfactorily explained these share certificates. We know they're counterfeit, so he has used deception in a previous application. So I am of the opinion that this application will be refused, but we could get him arrested by the local Nigerian police force. Hi, Mr. Yusuf. Your visa application has been refused.
Yeah?
Your visa application has been refused. Your
No,
current...
it has been refused.
Yes, it's been refused, okay. And the reason for your refusal is that you submitted forged documents with your previous application. Yes, okay. Right, there's a copy for you. I can't hear you, sorry. Sorry?
Did I stand a chance to apply in another time?
No, because of your previous deception, you've been banned for 10 years before you can apply for another visa application, okay? The gentleman over there has your documents and passport.
My name is Lawal from the Special Force Unit.
A Lagos police officer escorts him from the premises.
You know that forgery is a criminal offense? You know you don't know.
The man escapes with a warning. Their priority is arresting the large-scale fraudsters running the trade in false documents. 2,500 miles away in London, and Benson, a passenger from Lagos, is still adamant he is 15 years old. Officer Ruprai suspects he's been coached and is referring this case to her chief immigration officer.
What's interesting is the crib notebook that we found in his bags. We've got questions like, you know, where do you live in London? His response, where in London do you live? And, you know, it's listed the address, exactly where. An interesting one, how do you like the airport or get to the airport to your house? I take the underground tube, and it lists which ones he should be getting to get himself there. But that's quite interesting.
Yeah, they've obviously prepared him, haven't they, or tried to prepare him.
I may ask him in the interview and see exactly what he says. Just take a seat. Take a seat on that side there. We have this document that is not yours. Do you agree with me? Okay, this document contains an indefinite leave stamp. Whose stamp is this?
The person I bought this thing from.
What is the name of that person?
We normally call him Uncle London.
Uncle?
London.
London. Okay, why do you have a notebook and why do you have questions in there regarding what you're doing here in the UK?
After I bought this thing from the boy, person, so I said when I get to London, so where will I go?
Yeah.
He said, okay, he said I should just say I'm working in a construction site.
How do you know Uncle London?
When I get to Lagos to see my friend not take me there. Say since I have problem, I should go and meet him so that he can just give me a helping hand.
You say you're 15, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What do you do at home in Nigeria?
I'm a student, sir.
A student?
Yes, sir.
And where do you study?
Sir?
Where do you study?
I studied at the Kutiego Grammar School.
When did you join this high school?
That was 1990.
1990? Right, so you...
I said 1990. 2006.
2006?
Yeah.
All right. So you mentioned 1990.
No, I said 1990. If I went to school 1990, by now I was supposed to be a graduate.
Right, okay.
I want to say 2006 because I'm in JS3.
Okay, so just so to satisfy my curiosity, why did you mention that 1990 date?
Huh?
Why did you mention that
I
1990
want to mention 2000. Me looking at you people, let me just tell you simple. I'm afraid.
Okay.
I believe that you're not 15.
I'm 15
To me, you look older than 15.
I'm 15.
Okay, how will I believe that you are 15?
I'm 15.
How will I believe that?
Take it from me.
Okay, when you arrived, Benson, you lied to the immigration officer. Earlier, you lied and said this was your passport.
Huh?
So how can I believe you?
No, that was initially just, I'm afraid. I don't know what to say.
Okay, at the moment, you don't have a visa in this document which is genuinely being issued to you, so we will be refusing you and returning you to Lagos. How do you feel about that?
Oh, please, no. Please, sir.
Okay, Benson. Okay, Benson.
Please, sir. Please.
Benson, I need you to look at me. Take a seat, sit there and talk to me and tell me what your problem is, and then I can help you. Why can't I send you back to Nigeria? Because this passport has
Then I'm not in safe hands.
Okay, why are you not in safe hands?
I lost my dad and my mom. So after the burial ceremony, I'm at home alone. So I saw the money they brought from the bank. So I collected the whole money.
You took money from where?
I said I lost my dad and my mom.
Okay.
So after the burial ceremony, so they now said we should go and bring the money he has. So after keeping the money, I went there and I collected the money.
What happened? Both of them died on the same day.
Armed robbers, thieves, came to our house. So they said they want money. So then my father is not with money. So the other thief now tell him, say, you should waste those people since they don't have money.
Right.
So that is how it happened. So they shot the two of them. After rushing them to hospital, they died. The family of my father, they are after me. That is what I'm talking. That is why I went to Lagos.
What will happen if you go back to Nigeria?
They want to kill me. That is just the simple truth.
So what do you want from us today?
I just want you people to keep me in safe hands. Safe hands.
And how do you think we can do that?
You can just, I don't know. You know I'm a stranger, yes, I don't know. I just beg so that you can help me.
So are you saying that you wish to claim asylum while you're here in the UK?
I don't know the meaning of asylum.
If you want us to help you, you need to keep telling the truth.
I will always tell you the truth, and that is just the truth. Listen, I swear.
Okay, which is fine, but you're telling us you're 15 years old and we don't believe you.
I'm 15 years old.
Okay, and we need to establish that. We need to find out your real age. So if you help us, we can help you. Do you understand that? Yeah. Okay? If you just want to come through. If you want to take your Holy Bible, you can. We've interviewed him. He is wanting us to help him because he has a problem back in Nigeria. I've put it to him, does he wish to claim asylum? He said he's not fully aware of it. However, he can't go back to Nigeria because he said his family members will kill him.
Okay, then, so from here, really, we need to think about getting social services involved and processing his case for asylum.
They don't believe he's a child of 15. They think he's in his early 30s. But without proof either way, they follow the rules and hand him over to social services for an age test. Whilst waiting for this test, he was placed in a house in southeast London. He has since vanished and his current whereabouts is unknown. Calais, northern France. In 2008, the UK Border Agency searched over 1 million lorries and stopped 28,000 attempts to cross the channel illegally. This morning, it's business as usual.
Yeah. How many? 1, 2, 3, 5, possibly. Where are you from? Iraq, Iran, Afghan? 5 of you? Okay.
The team has found 5 stowaways, 1 from Iran and 4 from Afghanistan. Of all the nationalities caught attempting to enter the UK illegally, Afghans are the most frequently encountered.
So this actually looks like where they've got in, they've tried to put it back together with a couple of pieces of, looks like shoelaces. Yeah, that's where they pointed out to me where they've got in Calais, about 3 hours ago, they said.
But searching for stowaways in the back of trucks isn't the only way to stop people from entering the UK. Officer John Kendall is checking passengers at passport control boarding ferries by coach and car. His team have stopped a man from Lithuania, believing him to be the subject of a European arrest warrant.
It turns out that he's of interest to the Austrian police. He's on a European arrest warrant, and it appears that he is suspected of being involved in a ram raid on a jeweller's in Austria. Apparently he lived in Ireland, so I think we're going to have to look into that further, possibly looking to refuse him admission to the UK.
Yes, I would definitely recommend.
Yep.
No, that's great.
All right,
Thank you.
thanks.
Let me know what happens.
Okay, you just come with me if you want.
The Lithuanian man is wanted in Austria to face charges for ram raiding a jeweller's. He's lived in Ireland for 2 years but claims he can't speak any English. It's Saturday afternoon and there are no interpreters at Calais, but Officer Kendall manages to get one over the phone.
What was the purpose of your trip to Austria?
Čia labai ilgai pasakoti, šitą visą galėčiau pasakoti, bet per vieną žmogų susipažinau su vienu tokiu žmogumi ir mes išvažiavome, aš buvau ką tik grįžęs iš armijos.
So you thought you were going to find a job in Austria?
Iš tikrųjų, aš žinojau, kad kažką gal reikės daryti nelegalaus, arba jisai paskui žadėjo, kad susirasim darbus.
When you say you knew you'd be doing something illegally, what do you mean by that?
Iš tikrųjų, kai mes su juo susitikom, čia vardas Elvis yra, net nežinau, čia gal pravardė. Elvis. Čia gal pravardė ar vardas jau, aš net nežinau. Jisai pasakodavo, kaip anksčiau jisai važinėja, tenai apvaginėja parduotuvės ir nieks nieko nepagauna, jie labai gerai iš to gyveno.
So you went to Austria with the intention of shoplifting?
Jau kai aš nuvažiavau, tenai man nebuvo kitų pasirinkimų. Man kai buvo Lietuvoje, man nieks nieko nepasako reikės. Man tik sakė, kad viskas bus gerai.
You had a choice as an adult either to do this or not to do this. And you chose to do it. You knew what you were doing was illegal.
Aš sakau, dėl to buvo man rizika, nes sakau, žmonės buvo ten su gera mašina jie buvo.
So you're saying that you were coerced into doing this?
Galima sakyti taip, kaip ir privertė, nes jau neturėjom kito pasirinkimo.
Did they hold your passports while you were in Austria?
Ne, viskas buvo su mum.
No, we can't passport to that.
So your only reason so far really for doing this is that you didn't have enough money to leave.
Taip, mes neturėjom.
I don't really think that your motive is very good. If your excuse for doing this was, yes, I knew full well that what I was doing was illegal, but I needed the money to get home, don't think that's really an excuse for committing a crime, do you?
Jie gal nesupranta iš tikrųjų, kai viskas būna, jeigu nežinai, kas bus, jeigu sakysi.
Before you'd left Lithuania, you knew you were going to be doing something illegal, but you still chose to do it. At that point, there were no pressures on you whatsoever. You could have stayed in Lithuania. Is that correct?
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously.
The man has admitted taking part in the ram raid, but the offence took place in Austria, not Britain. As an EU citizen, he is normally free to travel anywhere in Europe. But if Officer Kendall has grounds to believe that he poses a threat to Britain, he will not be allowed entry. And then he can hand him over to the French police. Coming up, the Welsh enforcement team visit a repeat offender at a Chinese takeaway.
Got a warrant to enter the premises.
Come and sit in the front.
And things go from bad to worse for the Lithuanian ram raider.
I'm sure you remember how many times you've been arrested by the police.
2008, UK Border Agency arrested 10,000 illegal immigrants in raids across the country. Enforcement teams build cases from intelligence they've gathered, as well as information from the general public. Today, the Swansea team are visiting a Chinese takeaway in Morriston, one of the most populated areas of the city.
We are going to visit Ming's Kitchen. Basically, we've had information in to suggest that there are immigration offenders working illegally at the premises. The 3-storey building, terraced. There is no visible rear to the property, so on this occasion we'll all be going through the front door. Seeing as you know Swansea so well. We visited there last year and we encountered a number of people working illegally. A fine was imposed on the takeaway. Unfortunately, we have been to certain establishments on 2 or 3 occasions and they haven't learned their lessons, and further fines have been imposed. So we'll see what happens now in the next 5-10 minutes.
Hello there, immigration. We've got a warrant to enter the premises.
We've got a warrant to enter.
Okay.
Come and sit in the front.
Oh gosh.
Come around the front.
You might come and sit here, please.
Come and sit down.
Hello, come out, sir, immigration. Okay, just follow my colleague out to the front there, please.
Don't worry, it's no problem. We'll just get some identification from you and check, okay?
How are you? You want to come through for me, please?
How many people here?
2.
2. You 2?
Yeah.
No more people? No more?
Yeah.
Okay, anybody upstairs?
My baby.
You're sleeping?
Yeah, she's
Do you want to go with this lady?
Yeah.
Sorry, next to.
Will you come with me to look upstairs? Thank you.
Stay over there, thank you.
Don't worry, no panic, don't worry.
The owner of the restaurant says there's no one else in the building except for her baby, asleep upstairs.
I asked the lady whilst we were upstairs if she had an identification, and she says she's got a Chinese passport, which I've brought down, and a British passport for her baby. So we'll just check that now to make sure it's genuine and it's got the correct visa inside, and she'll be fine. Yep. She's got a residence permit with limited leave to remain. She's allowed to work in the UK. It was granted in March last year. And she's already registered the baby as a British citizen. So there's no issue with the baby.
She came in as a spouse. After the 2 years, she applied for indefinite leave and was granted it and gets that vignette. So, yeah, not subject to control anymore.
The owner was married to a British national, but is now divorced. Both she and her baby have permission to live and work in the UK. But the team have suspicions about the man found in the kitchen, who she claims is her new partner.
Okay. Does he have a passport or any form of identification?
No.
Okay, okay. How long has he been in the UK?
他问你在英国多久了？
大概有13年了吧。
13年哈，before 13 years.
Okay. Did he enter the country illegally?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Has he made any applications to the Home Office to stay here legally?
Asylum seeker. Asylum seeker.
He's claimed asylum already,
Yeah,
has he?
yeah.
Okay. And he says that his asylum was approved.
He said at the beginning they approved, the later they refused.
Okay. They don't normally approve and then disapprove. So he's got paperwork upstairs?
Yeah, that's nigger.
The man's story is unusual. He says the Home Office granted him asylum, but revoked it at a later date. If he's found to be an illegal worker, the owner will be fined up to £10,000. Back in Calais, an Officer Kendall is interviewing the Lithuanian ram raider. The officer will not invoke the European arrest warrant, but will investigate the case.
Have you ever had any other problems with the police or law enforcement authorities?
Neturėjau, tik tiek, kad ten viešosios tvarkos pažeidimas ten toksai.
And have you had any problems since you've been living in Ireland?
gyvendamas Airijoje?
Nu, irgi tas pats, o ten viešosios tvarkos, ten triukšmavimas, dar kas nors.
Just once?
Nu, tu.
Maybe two. I'm sure you remember how many times you've been arrested by the police.
Du, ja.
So you've had two problems in Ireland in 2 years. Decent average. Okay, so the Austrians have issued a European arrest warrant for your arrest for what you were doing in Austria. If the arrest warrant's enforced by the French police, you'll be arrested and probably returned to Austria. Okay, so I will go and speak to my senior officers, and we need to decide if you're going to be refused admission to the United Kingdom or not. And you've understood every single word I've been saying without the interpreter, haven't you?
Yes.
So why did you insist on me wasting public money on the interpreter? Not really funny, is it?
With the admission of his part in the ram raid and 2 other offences whilst living in Ireland, Officer Kendall considers he has grounds to prevent the man from entering the UK. But first, he refers the case to his chief.
Finished the interview with our Lithuanian guest. He's more or less admitted that he has committed the offence that the Austrians have accused him of.
So he does present a serious threat to the fundamental interest of society.
I would say, I think, as he knowingly travelled from Lithuania to Austria to commit a criminal offence, there's a chance of reoffending. So.
What I'll do then is I'll contact the duty inspector and refer your findings to her and see how we go from there.
Yep.
Once again, the case is referred upwards before a final decision is made.
Right, I have a young male Lithuanian national who presented himself at the control a couple of hours ago. Yes. I mean, we believe here that, he presents a serious threat to the fundamental interests of society by personal conduct, so we were looking to refuse him L1. Thank you. No problem, have a good day. Take care, bye now. Okay.
Yes, then.
Yes, please. We go ahead then and refuse admission. And what I've discussed with Penny...
Entry to the UK is denied. Later that day, the man was handed over to the French police, who enforced his return to the Austrian authorities. In South Wales, the Swansea enforcement team are in the bedroom of a Chinese man found working in a takeaway. Foreign nationals and asylum seekers are not allowed to work in the UK unless given permission by the Home Office. He claims he was allowed to work while his asylum application was being processed.
Okay, the gentleman's shown me a letter which is received from the Home Office. He's obviously made an application to the Home Office and he's written to them requesting whether he can take employment while his asylum application is being considered. We can use this document to, it's got references on it, so we can check with Home Office then what stage his asylum application is at. Okay, Mr. Zhu, let's go back downstairs then.
The letter is from the Home Office detailing a request for asylum in 1997. But it's unclear whether the application was successful. Downstairs, the owner of the takeaway is also being questioned about the man's immigration status. No matter how many hours he works, even working for free.
Sorry? How long has he been helping out in the kitchen?
If he's in Britain illegally, she's breaking the law.
He was working in the kitchen when we came in?
No. He just...
helping?
Help me and look after baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much do you pay him for helping out?
Nothing.
Okay. So how many hours does he help out normally each day?
1 hour.
But 1 hour each day?
No, sometimes because I have got a baby have to be looked after. So
yes.
He's a response for look after baby.
Okay, so sometimes 1 hour.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you seen any documents to say that that man can be in the UK and is allowed to work here?
He got the NI number. NI.
NI National Insurance.
Yeah.
The Home Office database will reveal whether the man is here legally or not.
Right, I'll give you the family name is Zhu, that's X-ray uniform. Illegal entrant. Has he submitted any other applications? Right, so it's just an illegal entry case. Okay, is he reporting at all? No. Absconder.
Divorce.
Right, okay then. Okay. Lovely, thank you. Thanks, Angela. Bye now.
It's been confirmed. The man is in Britain illegally. Since 1997, he has been missing and listed as an absconder.
This form is a notice of potential liability because your partner here is working here and shouldn't be. Well, we found him in the kitchen. He says he's been here 6 months. Whether he's a childminder, whether he's working in the kitchen, makes little difference. He's not allowed to work. He's got no permission. This will go off to our office in Manchester, and they will write to you then. But you stand to be fined potentially up to £10,000 for him being here.
Sorry, sir. I have to explain to you.
Yeah, this is just a notification of potential liability. The Manchester office will write to you now, and then anything you want to try and explain, you can put to Manchester. Okay? Just sign in there for me, please. And I'll give you a copy, and I'll keep a copy then. Okay? Thanks.
The man caught working in the kitchen was put on bail and is reporting every week to his local police station, whilst UK border agency get the documents they need to remove him from Britain. The owner is fined £5,000, but she is adamant she did not employ an illegal worker.
I don't know what happened right now. He just come down to cook some food for himself. This is kitchen for business, still for our life, you know. So I don't think so. I got employ him. Nothing. So I think I don't need to pay the fine.
Coming up, the Canadian woman with unusual holiday plans.
What will you do whilst you're in the UK?
We're gonna go fishing apparently, and then we're gonna do heroin, cocaine.
At Terminal 3, Officer Lisa Lee has stopped a Canadian woman who has come to the UK for 2 weeks to visit a British man she met on the internet.
The reason we've got concerns is that she's told us that the gentleman she's coming to see has paid for her ticket. They've never met. She's only got $10 in cash. No real idea what she wants to do in the UK. And she is on quite a lot of medication for various medical complaints that she claims to have. So I need to get that checked out before I can decide whether or not she's allowed to have any. Lexi, can you come over? I understand from my colleague you're taking certain tablets at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I please have them? I need to show them to our doctor.
I have stage 4 malignant melanoma in my eye.
So you're on tablets for that?
Yeah.
Okay. What else are you taking?
I take 4 10 milligram Valiums a day.
Okay. Do you need anything at the moment? Any of your tablets at the moment?
No.
Okay.
I'm good.
If it's all right with you, I'll take the medication to the doctor here. Yeah. So you rattle when you walk then, yeah? The amount you have to take. All right.
Can I just say something?
Sure.
I think it's really wrong that your airport detains people who are mostly colored and people who look different.
Listen, let me tell you something. Okay, we don't treat...
No, you're not listening to me first. Let me
Okay,
explain.
all right.
So let me explain to you, that's wrong.
Okay, let me
And
explain
that's
to you why that
ignorant.
might be the case and why you might see it like that, okay? The reason being that any of these people are here is because we have an immigration issue with them. It doesn't matter what colour they are, what gender they are, we don't care. We're interested in their immigration status and that's it. All right, let me do this. I'll be as quick as I can, okay? And then I'll come back and speak to you and we'll try and get this done as quickly as we can, all right? I've just been in to see our port doctor just to get the lady's medication checked out. There's no specific medication in what we have that's given to cancer patients specifically for melanoma. And the doctor said that it's a terminal illness, but that there's no prognosis in terms of length of life. It could be a year, it could be 5. he said, you know, provided she's okay, then she's fit to be detained, no problem, and we'll just crack on with it as we would any other person.
The first job is to contact the man she met on the internet. He's downstairs waiting to meet her. Can he explain how she will get by in London for 2 weeks on just $10?
How long have you known each other, sir? So you met online. He has paid for her ticket. He runs his own business. He said, I'm pretty well off. She's just come in to spend time with me. We're going to go around London. We're going to do lots of partying. That's what I like to do. So we need to speak to her really now and get her side of the story. Why have you come to the UK?
Because I got a divorce with my husband. In Canada, it's legal to get married to transgenders. The whole time I'd been talking to Mike, but we were just friends. As soon as he heard I was divorced, he just said, come to London. He said, London's a really great place and you'll be happy.
And what will you do whilst you're in the UK?
We're gonna go fishing apparently. And then we're gonna do heroin, cocaine, no, just joking. Do the touristy thing. Try to see the Queen and hit her with a car aerial.
Why?
Because that'd be something to say that you did. And I'm gonna open a brothel.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, a small one.
Small one? How many people are you going to employ?
I don't know, well, I was thinking maybe you should come work.
I don't think I'd earn you much money.
Trust me.
I'm flattered, but you know.
I'll doll you up.
One of my concerns is your health, okay? Do you have like healthcare, travel insurance for whilst you're here?
Like my cancer and stuff like that?
Mm.
You don't have to worry about me.
But you told me it was stage 4, that's quite serious,
Yeah.
right?
Stage 4, yeah. But they cut most of it out of my back, and they cut out like a really good tattoo too, look.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see. Alright. Right, there you go. I'll come back when I've spoken to my chief, okay?
Okay, thank you.
So they
All right.
need the gloves, no problem.
No. But this is your boss, right?
She's my big boss.
Yeah. We were talking in the office, and she told me that I need to do a prostate exam on me.
I didn't.
Don't
help me.
My God. Well, that was the most interesting interview I've ever done. That's quite amusing. I'm sure she was just trying to distract me from asking all the questions because she was quite a character. Everything she says in terms of her reasons for visiting, I mean, you know, who am I to say that somebody shouldn't come and visit their internet friend? You know, it's more and more common these days. Let's go and see what my chief says. He's going to love me.
Before making a final decision, Officer Lee must run it past her chief.
Overall, I mean, if you're satisfied that she meets the immigration...
I'm pretty certain she does, and I do believe, I mean, she said, I want to go home. I believe she has the intention to return. So
on balance, you're happy to...
On balance, I think we'll land. I'll go and let her know, because I told her that I'd let her know as soon as I knew, so that she could be prepared. Okay, there's good news.
And bad news?
No, just good news. You're going to be granted entry. We're going to give you a stamp in your passport for a couple of weeks to come and visit Mike.
Yeah.
Come on then, my dear.
I hate the UK. But she was very nice. It was fun.
At last, Officer Lee can let her passenger cross the border to meet her internet friend for the first time.
At the end of the day, we have to be satisfied of certain things. One of them is that she's going to have somebody look after her, or that she can look after herself while she's here for money, somewhere to live. That was all fine. That she's going to leave the UK. I'm happy. It was a good job. Good decision. Let's hope she has fun. I expect she will. Watch out for her.